Good morning, Dr. Lakshmi. I do apologize that my pronunciation must be horrible, but it is well meant, so please indulge me. Um, Very nice material, very good investigations. There are some comments that I'm going to make, and I'm not sure how pertinent they are because I don't know if this PSOW shows the actual timeline. In as far as NOS is concerned, you have considered the first part, what is science and what is the scientific endeavor, and you have stopped in the flashes of intuition, if I don't misremember, and common terminology and reasoning process, which is very valuable, together the importance of evidence. Now, this is something I would like to consider for a moment. During the session, and in particular in evaluation, which is quite challenging for many kids and actually addresses the highest cognitive skills. The students tend to use as arguments for explanations they are trying to build evidences that they have not previously recorded. And that happens a lot with qualitative data. We should bring to their attention that if in the data they are not including something, that something cannot be used within the course of the explanation because it's not based on evidence. And it is a very important point that kids very often tend to forget. You also bring the attention in this document to the understanding of science, and I find it quite commendable as very often there is kids have problems in properly understanding the differences between theories, laws, and hypotheses. I would like to remind you that hypotheses are not being assessed according to current criteria. So it is entirely your call that they are not being assessed. It doesn't mean that you cannot include them. It is entirely your decision. As a matter of fact, producing a hypothesis was one criterion several curricula ago, and it was eliminated because it was considered that most students at this age level still don't have enough knowledge to produce a solid hypothesis as expected by the scientific community. And most hypotheses were really very poorly built, and a significant amount of them didn't in any way resemble what we expect of a hypothesis. You do take into account as well the objectivity of science, and then you consider the repeated measurements, um, the awareness about random and systematic errors. And that is something that has been lost a bit in this curriculum, in my opinion. And that is me. In the previous curriculum, it was specifically stated, and then you could see kids actually finding percentage errors, and then through the percentage errors and the random errors, finding the systematic and the direction. Now, since that is not very clear in the curriculum, has been lost, in my opinion, it's actually quite sad. The difference between, um, this, that results are very close to certainty. And we are going to come back to it later models. But it is a very important aspect of the sciences. You also consider the aspect 4, in particular teamwork, which is good. And if I had to share a concern, is that the point 5, scientific literacy, doesn't appear in such an explicit way. And it is quite important. So that is something that you may want to consider. Mind you, This is just my opinion, and you may totally disagree. Right? Well, it's gone. Here we go. Now, I was telling, the ATLs. I see reflection a lot and self management quite a lot as well. Social skills do not appear as often, and I think it is somehow related to your use of ICTs, which involve multiliteracies. But I tend to believe that communication is not as well addressed and could actually be, it is there. It is only that maybe you haven't entered it because you didn't think about it or you didn't consider it important. But it is actually, I can see so clearly in many of the investigations. My initial comment regarding the timeline is because I see that the ICT tool, which is craft plotting, if this is the right timeline, then appears like quite late in the course. And good graphical analysis seems sometimes to be challenging, and therefore maybe, just maybe, introducing it at earlier stages could be helpful. I really appreciate you have completed this task, and wishing you a lovely evening or morning. Still not sure which is your time zone. Bye for now.